Question 1. Why should you avoid driving alongside another vehicle for long periods? 1. It reduces your fuel mileage. 2. It increases wear on the trailer tires. 3. It reduces the effectiveness of your mirrors. 4. It traps you in their blind spot and limits escape options. The answer is 4. It traps you in their blind spot and limits escape options. Traveling next to others. There are two dangers in traveling alongside other vehicles. Another driver may change lanes suddenly and turn into you. You may be trapped when you need to change lanes. Question 2. Which of these is the most important thing to remember about emergency braking? 1. Disconnecting the steering axle brakes will keep your vehicle in a straight line during emergency braking. 2. If the wheels are skidding, you cannot control your vehicle. 3. Never do it without downshifting first. The answer is 2. If the wheels are skidding, you cannot control your vehicle. Do not jam on the brakes. Emergency braking does not mean pushing down on the brake pedal as hard as you can. That will only keep the wheels locked up and cause a skid. If the wheels skid, you cannot control the vehicle. Emergency braking means responding to a hazard by slowing the vehicle. Question 3. If you need to leave the road in the traffic emergency, you should 1. Try to get all wheels off the pavement. 2. Avoid braking until your speed has dropped to about 20 miles per hour. 3. Avoid a shoulder because most shoulders will not support a large vehicle. The answer is 2. Avoid braking until your speed has dropped to about 20 miles per hour. Leaving the road. Avoid braking. If possible, avoid using the brakes until your speed has dropped to about 20 miles per hour. Then brake very gently to avoid skidding on a loose surface. Question 4. Which of these statements about certain types of cargo is true? 1. Unstable loads such as hanging meat or livestock can require extra caution on curves. 2. Oversized load can be hauled without special permit during times when the roads are not busy. 3. When liquids are hauled, the tank should always be loaded totally full. The answer is 1. Unstable loads such as hanging meat or livestock can require extra caution on curves. Hanging meat in a refrigerated truck can be a very unstable load with a high center of gravity. Livestock can lean on curves. This shifts the center of gravity and makes rollover more likely. Particular caution is needed on sharp curves such as off-ramps and on ramps. Go slowly. Question 5. What is the main purpose of a vehicle's emergency parking brake? 1. To help slow the vehicle during steep grades. 2. To prevent the vehicle from rolling when parked. 3. To reduce pressure in the brake lines. 4. To balance trailer brake application. The answer is 2. To prevent the vehicle from rolling when parked. Question 6. When backing a commercial vehicle, what is the best general rule to follow? 1. Back only the minimum distance necessary. 2. Rely mainly on your left mirror. 3. Accelerate to complete the maneuver quickly. 4. Turn the wheel sharply to make quick corrections. The answer is 1. Back only the minimum distance necessary. When backing a commercial vehicle, the best general rule to follow is to avoid backing whenever possible and, when you must, back only the minimum distance necessary. Question 7. You do not have a hazardous materials endorsement on your commercial driver's license. You are asked to deliver hazardous materials in a placarded vehicle. You should 1. Refuse to haul the load. 2. Haul the load but only to the nearest place where a driver with hazardous materials endorsement can take over. 3. Haul the load but file a report with the Department of Transportation after the trip. The answer is 1. Refuse to haul the load. Question 8. Why is it dangerous to drive with too much speed around curves? 1. It can cause the parking brake to disengage. 2. It causes the trailer doors to swing open. 3. It reduces the effectiveness of the headlights. 4. It increases the risk of rollover from centrifugal force. The answer is 4. It increases the risk of rollover from centrifugal force. When a semi-truck with a trailer travels a curved path, centrifugal force causes the trailer to lean away from the direction of the curve. A leaning trailer shifts materials, resulting in an unbalanced load and the potential for a rollover. Question 9. You are starting your vehicle from a stop. As you apply power to the drive wheels, they start to spin. You should 1. Take your foot off the accelerator. 2. Press harder on the accelerator. 3. Try a lower gear. The answer is 1. Take your foot off the accelerator. Question 10. When driving at night, what should a commercial driver do to stay safe? 1. Follow other vehicles closely to use their headlights. 2. Turn on interior cab lights to increase vision. 3. Drive slowly enough to stop within the visible distance. 4. Use high beams at all times on the highway. The answer is 3. Drive slowly enough to stop within the visible distance. Question 11. Which of these statements about staying alert to drive is true? 1. A half-hour break for coffee will do more to keep you alert than a half-hour nap. 2. If you must stop to take a nap, it should be at a truck stop or other rest area and never on the side of the road. 3. Sleep is the only thing that can overcome fatigue. The answer is 3. Sleep is the only thing that can overcome fatigue. If you are sleepy, the only safe cure is to get off the road and get some sleep. If you don't, you risk your life and the lives of others. Question 12. Why is it important to adjust your mirrors properly before driving? 1. To maximize your field of view and reduce blind spots. 2. To help the trailer track more smoothly. 3. To reduce wind resistance. 4. To check for possible tire defects. The answer is 1. To maximize your field of view and reduce blind spots. Question 13. What does the term no zone refer to? 1. Areas where trucks are restricted from driving. 2. Blind spots where cars should avoid lingering. 3. A lane reserved for emergency vehicles. 4. A designated area for wide turn maneuvers. The answer is 2. Blind spots where cars should avoid lingering. Question 14. You are driving on a straight, level highway at 50 miles per hour. There are no vehicles in front of you. Suddenly a tire blew out on your vehicle. What should you do first? 1. Stay off the brake until the vehicle has slowed down. 2. Begin light braking. 3. Begin emergency braking. The answer is 1. Stay off the brake until the vehicle has slowed down. Respond to tire failure. Keep a firm grip on the steering wheel with both hands at all times. Stay off the brake until the vehicle has slowed down. Then brake very gently, pull off the road, and stop. Question 15. You are checking your wheels and rims for a pre-trip inspection. Which of these statements is true? 1. Rust around wheel nuts may mean that they are loose. 2. A vehicle can be safely driven with one missing lug nut on a wheel. 3. Mismatched lock rings can be used on the same vehicle. The answer is 1. Rust around wheel nuts may mean that they are loose. Question 16. You are checking your tires for a pre-trip inspection. Which of these statements is true? 1. Tires of mismatched sizes should not be used together in the same vehicle. 2. Radial and bias ply tires can be used together on the same vehicle. 3. 2/32 inch tread depth is safe for front tires. The answer is 1. Tires of mismatched sizes should not be used together in the same vehicle. Question 17. If the engine is not overheated, is it completely safe to remove the radiator cap? 1. Yes. 2. No. 3. Yes, as long as there is no overflow. 4. Yes, as long as the radiator isn't damaged. The answer is 2. No. Never remove the radiator cap or any part of the pressurized system until the system has cooled. Steam and boiling water can spray under pressure and cause severe burns. Question 18. Name 2 causes of fires. 1. Tight turns and gravel roads. 2. Driver smoking and following too closely. 3. Underinflated tires and dual tires that touch. The answer is 3. Underinflated tires and dual tires that touch. Causes of vehicle fires. After accidents. Spilled fuel and improper use of flares. Tires. Underinflated tires and dual tires that touch. Electrical system. Short circuits due to damaged insulation and loose connections. Fuel. Driver smoking, improper fueling, and loose fuel connections. Cargo. Flammable cargo, improperly sealed or loaded cargo, and poor ventilation. Question 19. Rapid acceleration can increase your fuel consumption by as much as 1. 40%. 2. 20%. 3. 30%. 4. 10%. The answer is 1. 40%. Aggressive driving, including frequent rapid acceleration and hard braking, can increase fuel consumption by approximately 40%. Question 20. Why should cruise control not be used on wet or icy roads? 1. It can cause sudden wheel spin and loss of traction. 2. It disables the tractor protection valve. 3. It reduces engine cooling on grades. 4. It activates the ABS too frequently. The answer is 1. It can cause sudden wheel spin and loss of traction. In bad weather, slippery conditions, and mountain driving, you must be especially careful if you drive double and triple bottoms. You will have greater length and more dead axles to pull with your drive axles than other drivers. There is more chance for skids and loss of traction. Question 21. If another vehicle is following you too closely, what is the safest action? 1. Speed up to increase the distance. 2. Brake lightly to warn them. 3. Increase the space in front of your truck. 4. Move into another lane immediately. The answer is 3. Increase the space in front of your truck. Question 22. Your vehicle has hydraulic brakes. While traveling on a level road, you press the brake pedal and find that it goes to the floor. Which of these statements is true? 1. Pumping the brake pedal may raise hydraulic pressure so you can stop the vehicle. 2. The parking brake will not work either because it is a part of the same hydraulic system. 3. Shifting into neutral will help to slow the vehicle. The answer is 1. Pumping the brake pedal may raise hydraulic pressure so you can stop the vehicle. Question 23. You are driving a vehicle at 55 miles per hour on dry pavement. About how much total stopping distance will you need to bring it to a stop? 1. Twice the length of the vehicle. 2. Half the length of the football field. 3. The length of a football field. The answer is 3. The length of a football field. The total minimum distance your vehicle has traveled, in ideal conditions, with everything considered, including perception distance, reaction distance, and braking distance, until you can bring your vehicle to a complete stop. At 55 miles per hour, your vehicle will travel a minimum of 419 feet. Figure shows the American football field in using distance. Question 24. When driving in strong crosswinds, what is the safest action to take? 1. Increase speed to pass the windy area quickly. 2. Steer gently and maintain a firm grip on the wheel. 3. Shift to a higher gear for more power. 4. Follow larger vehicles closely to block the wind. The answer is 2. Steer gently and maintain a firm grip on the wheel. Question 25. Which of these lights cannot be checked at the same time? 1. Turn signals, tail lights, and clearance lights. 2. Turn signals, brake lights, and four-way flashers. 3. Headlights, brake lights, and clearance lights. The answer is 2. Turn signals, brake lights, and four-way flashers. Question 26. Which of these statements about downshifting is true? 1. When you downshift for a curve, you should do so before you enter the curve. 2. When double clutching, you should let the RPMs decrease while the clutch is released and the shift lever is in neutral. 3. When you downshift for a hill, you should do so after you start down the hill. The answer is 1. When you downshift for a curve, you should do so before you enter the curve. Question 27. When should you use your horn to help prevent a collision? 1. To alert others when you believe they don't see you. 2. Only during heavy rain. 3. Only in road construction zones. 4. Only when another driver honks first. The answer is 1. To alert others when you believe they don't see you. Use your horn when needed. Your horn can let others know you are there. It can help to avoid an accident. Use your horn when needed. However, it can startle others and be dangerous when used unnecessarily. Question 28. Why must commercial drivers maintain a longer following distance than passenger vehicles? 1. It increases fuel mileage at highway speeds. 2. It gives you more time and space to react and brake safely. 3. It keeps brake drums cooler. 4. It allows other drivers to merge behind you. The answer is 2. It gives you more time and space to react and brake safely. Question 29. What should you do if your vehicle drifts onto the shoulder? 1. Steer sharply back onto the road. 2. Accelerate to regain control. 3. Slow down gradually before gently steering back. 4. Apply the parking brake. The answer is 3. Slow down gradually before gently steering back. If your wheels drift off the pavement onto the shoulder, remain calm, grip the wheel tightly and ease your foot off the gas pedal. This will help you maintain control of your vehicle. Brake gently to slow the vehicle down. Once you have checked for traffic behind you, you can gently steer the vehicle back onto the pavement. It is important to avoid jerking the wheel to correct the steering, as this can cause the vehicle to swerve into oncoming traffic. Question 30. Why must you check cargo securement within the first 50 miles of a trip? 1. Cargo can settle or shift, loosening straps and chains. 2. It helps the air brake system build pressure. 3. It calibrates the trailer suspension system. 4. It allows the load to equalize fuel usage. The answer is 1. Cargo can settle or shift, loosening straps and chains. Checking cargo securement within the first 50 miles is a FMCSA regulation, Section 392.9, designed to prevent accidents caused by shifting or falling loads. This initial check ensures that chains, straps, and binders have settled properly and allows the driver to fix any loose components before they cause a hazard, as load stress changes once the vehicle is in motion. Question 31. If you must use a handheld cell phone while you're driving, what should you do? 1. Slow down. 2. Stop in a safe and legal location. 3. Position the phone so you can see the road in front of you. The answer is 2. Stop in a safe and legal location. Your CDL will be disqualified after 2 or more convictions of any state law on handheld mobile telephone use while operating a CMV. Disqualification is 60 days for the second offense within 3 years and 120 days for 3 or more offenses within 3 years. Question 32. 1. For your safety, when setting out reflective triangles you should. 2. Hold the triangles between yourself and oncoming traffic. 3. Keep them out of sight while you walk to the spots where you set them out. 4. Turn on your flashers. The answer is 1. Hold the triangles between yourself and oncoming traffic. For your safety, when setting out reflective triangles, you should hold the triangles between yourself and oncoming traffic. This increases visibility and acts as a shield, ensuring you are seen by approaching drivers. Question 33. What is the safest way to make a right turn in a commercial vehicle? 1. Begin the turn early to clear the curb. 2. Keep the rear of your trailer close to the curb while turning. 3. Swing wide only after beginning the turn. 4. Turn from the left lane to give yourself more room. The answer is 3. Swing wide only after beginning the turn. Right turns. Do not turn wide to the left as you start the turn. A following driver may think you are turning left and try to pass you on the right. You may crash into the other vehicle as you complete your turn. Question 34. Which information about a driver is not entered into CDLs? 1. Whether the driver already holds a CDL. 2. History of moving violations. 3. Medical history. 4. Whether the driver was ever disqualified from holding a CDL. The answer is 3. Medical history. Commercial Driver License Information System, CDLS. Question 35. What should you do first if your vehicle starts to skid? 1. Brake harder to regain traction. 2. Steer in the opposite direction of the skid. 3. Shift to a higher gear. 4. Take your foot off the accelerator. The answer is 4. Take your foot off the accelerator. If your vehicle starts to skid, the very first action you should take is to take your foot off the accelerator, gas pedal, to stop powering the skid and allow the wheels to regain traction. Do not press the brake pedal, as this can worsen the skid. Question 36. What is the purpose of the vehicle's overhead clearance signs? 1. They show maximum allowable trailer weight. 2. They warn drivers about bridge and tunnel height limits. 3. They indicate preferred lanes for wide loads. 4. They show upcoming roadway grade percentages. The answer is 2. They warn drivers about bridge and tunnel height limits. Question 37. Why must you avoid stopping on railroad tracks? 1. Train schedules are unpredictable. 2. Trains often slow down near public crossings. 3. The vibrations can damage your suspension. 4. A commercial vehicle may not accelerate quickly enough to clear the tracks. The answer is 4. A commercial vehicle may not accelerate quickly enough to clear the tracks. Proceed only when you are sure no train is coming and you can clear the tracks without stopping. Do not shift gears while crossing the tracks. Question 38. How does the height of a vehicle's center of gravity affect safe handling? 1. Trucks with a high center of gravity can roll over at the posted speed limit for a curve. 2. Trucks with a high center of gravity can get stuck on railroad tracks. 3. Trucks with a high center of gravity can stop faster. The answer is 1. Trucks with a high center of gravity can roll over at the posted speed limit for a curve. High center of gravity. High center of gravity means that much of the load's weight is carried high up off the road. This makes the vehicle top heavy and easy to roll over. Question 39. What is the safest way to manage space ahead of your vehicle in heavy traffic? 1. Drive closer to the vehicle ahead to discourage merging. 2. Leave enough room to stop safely if traffic suddenly slows. 3. Change lanes frequently to maintain speed. 4. Flash headlights to keep traffic moving. The answer is 2. Leave enough room to stop safely if traffic suddenly slows. Doubles and triples take up more space than other CMVs. They are not only longer, but also need more space because they cannot be turned or stopped suddenly. Allow more following distance. Make sure you have large enough gaps before entering or crossing traffic. Question 40. What should you do when preparing to change lanes in a commercial vehicle? 1. Rely only on your mirrors to judge traffic. 2. Signal early and check mirrors and blind spots carefully. 3. Speed up before signaling to complete the move faster. 4. Change lanes first, then activate your turn signal. The answer is 2. Signal early and check mirrors and blind spots carefully. Question 41. Which of these is good thing to remember about using mirrors? 1. You should look at a mirror for several seconds at a time. 2. Convex mirrors make things look larger and closer than they really are. 3. There are blind spots that your mirror cannot show. The answer is 3. There are blind spots that your mirror cannot show. Question 42. When should you downshift while driving a commercial vehicle? 1. Only when driving on flat terrain. 2. Before entering a curve or descending a hill. 3. While turning sharply to maintain power. 4. Any time engine RPM falls below idle. The answer is 2. Before entering a curve or descending a hill. Downshifting, like upshifting, requires knowing when to shift. Use either the tachometer or speedometer and downshift at the right RPM or road speed. Special conditions where you should downshift are: before entering a curve, before starting down a hill. Question 43. Hydroplaning. 1. Only occurs when there is a lot of water. 2. Cannot occur when driving through a puddle. 3. Is more likely if tire pressure is low. The answer is 3. Is more likely if tire pressure is low. Hydroplaning can occur at speeds as low as 30 miles per hour if there is a lot of water. Hydroplaning is more likely if tire pressure is low, or tread is worn. The grooves in a tire carry away the water. If the grooves are not deep, they do not work well. Question 44. What should you do if your brakes get wet after driving through deep water? 1. Pump the brakes lightly while driving slowly. 2. Accelerate quickly to dry them out. 3. Apply full brake pressure until water drains. 4. Shift to neutral and coast. The answer is 1. Pump the brakes lightly while driving slowly. Question 45. If you are being tailgated, you should 1. Increase your following distance. 2. Flash your brake lights. 3. Signal the tailgater when it is safe to pass you. The answer is 1. Increase your following distance. If you find yourself being tailgated, increase your following distance. Open up room in front of you to help you avoid having to make sudden speed or direction changes. It also makes it easier for the tailgater to get around you. Question 46. Why should you avoid using the trailer hand valve, trolley brake, while driving? 1. It reduces the air pressure in the steering system. 2. It can lock up the trailer wheels and cause a skid. 3. It increases tire wear on the tractor drive axles. 4. It disables the engine brake temporarily. The answer is 2. It can lock up the trailer wheels and cause a skid. Question 47. What is the safest way to handle a vehicle fire under the hood? 1. Open the hood fully to access the flames. 2. Pour water over the engine immediately. 3. Keep driving to blow out the fire. 4. Use a fire extinguisher through a small opening without fully lifting the hood. The answer is 4. Use a fire extinguisher through a small opening without fully lifting the hood. Keep the fire from spreading. With an engine fire, turn off the engine as soon as you can. Do not open the hood if you can avoid it. Shoot foam through louvers, radiator, or from the vehicle's underside. Question 48. Why is it important to perform a walk-around inspection before every trip? 1. It helps warm up the tires. 2. It replaces the need for post-trip inspections. 3. It ensures the vehicle is safe and prevents obvious issues from being missed. 4. It is only required for hazmat loads. The answer is 3. It ensures the vehicle is safe and prevents obvious issues from being missed. Question 49. What is the primary reason to avoid distracted driving in a commercial vehicle? 1. CMVs can correct steering automatically. 2. Roadway distractions improve reaction time. 3. CMVs require longer stopping distances and full attention. 4. Distracted driving only affects small passenger cars. The answer is 3. CMVs require longer stopping distances and full attention. Due to the massive size, weight, and long stopping distances of commercial trucks, a momentary distraction can lead to high-speed, multi-vehicle collisions that result in injuries or deaths. Question 50. What is the safest way to merge onto a highway in a commercial vehicle? 1. Enter at a slow speed and wait for traffic to adjust. 2. Accelerate on the ramp to match traffic speed before merging. 3. Merge immediately without signaling to avoid delays. 4. Stop at the end of the ramp until traffic clears. The answer is 2. Accelerate on the ramp to match traffic speed before merging. Question 51. Why must you avoid overloading a commercial vehicle? 1. It reduces the need for frequent tire inspections. 2. It improves trailer sway stability. 3. It increases the risk of brake failure and steering problems. 4. It helps the vehicle climb hills faster. The answer is 3. It increases the risk of brake failure and steering problems. Overloading can have bad effects on steering, braking, and speed control. Overloaded trucks have to go very slowly on upgrades. Worse, they may gain too much speed on downgrades. Stopping distance increases. Brakes can fail when forced to work too hard. Question 52. What is the purpose of using hazard flashers while driving slowly up a steep grade? 1. To warn other drivers that you are moving significantly slower than traffic. 2. To keep the engine temperature lower. 3. To reduce strain on the transmission. 4. To activate the jake brake automatically. The answer is 1. To warn other drivers that you are moving significantly slower than traffic. Driving slowly. Drivers often do not realize how fast they are catching up to a slow vehicle until they are very close. If you must drive slowly, Alert following drivers by turning on your emergency flashers if it is legal. Question 53. What should you do if your engine temperature gauge shows the engine is overheating? 1. Maintain speed to increase airflow. 2. Turn off the heater immediately. 3. Safely pull over and investigate the issue. 4. Add cold water to the radiator while the engine is hot. The answer is 3. Safely pull over and investigate the issue. Question 54. What is the purpose of a move-over law in many states? 1. To require drivers to slow down or change lanes for stopped emergency vehicles. 2. To prevent trucks from entering left-hand lanes. 3. To increase highway speed limits. 4. To require commercial vehicles to use hazard lights in traffic. The answer is 1. To require drivers to slow down or change lanes for stopped emergency vehicles. Move-over laws have been enacted, which require drivers to slow and change lanes when approaching a roadside incident, to lessen the problem. Signs are posted on roadways in states that have such laws. Question 55. Why should you avoid turning your vehicle's steering wheel too sharply at high speeds? 1. It reduces the effectiveness of the ABS system. 2. It can cause a rollover or loss of control. 3. It increases engine load unnecessarily. 4. It causes the trailer brakes to activate. The answer is 2. It can cause a rollover or loss of control. Rollovers happen when you turn too fast. Drive slowly around corners, on ramps, and off ramps. Avoid quick lane changes, especially when fully loaded. Question 56. What is the safest way to cross an intersection when your light turns green? 1. Proceed immediately to maintain traffic flow. 2. Tap the horn once before moving. 3. Check left, right, then left again before entering. 4. Move slowly forward while covering the brake. The answer is 3. Check left, right, then left again before entering. The safest way for a CDL holder to cross an intersection on a green light is to pause, scan 180 degrees, left, and ensure the path is clear before proceeding, even if the light is green. Question 57. What is the safest way to handle driving through a work zone? 1. Maintain normal speed to match traffic flow. 2. Slow down, stay alert, and follow posted signs. 3. Change lanes frequently to avoid delays. 4. Use high beams for maximum visibility. The answer is 2. Slow down, stay alert, and follow posted signs. Question 58. What is the correct action if your vehicle's brakes fade on a downgrade? 1. Apply the brakes harder to regain stopping power. 2. Shift to a higher gear to reduce engine RPM. 3. Downshift and use engine braking immediately. 4. Turn off the engine brake to avoid overheating it. The answer is 3. Downshift and use engine braking immediately. Brake fade happens when brakes overheat and lose effectiveness. Warning signs include reduced stopping power, burning smell, and increased stopping distance. Using proper braking techniques should prevent brake fade, but if your brakes do fail, use a runaway truck ramp if available, downshift and use engine braking and slash or apply steady pressure, don't pump excessively. Question 59. What is the main safety reason for keeping both hands on the wheel? 1. It helps maintain full control during sudden hazards. 2. It keeps the wheel clean. 3. It reduces vibrations from the road. 4. It improves fuel economy. The answer is 1. It helps maintain full control during sudden hazards. Hold the steering wheel firmly with both hands on opposite sides of the wheel. If you hit a curb or pothole, chuck hole, the wheel could pull away from your hands unless you have a firm hold. Question 60. What should you do when driving through fog? 1. Use high beams to improve long-range visibility. 2. Drive at normal speed and follow taillights closely. 3. Turn off headlights to reduce glare. 4. Slow down and use low-beam headlights. The answer is 4. Slow down and use low-beam headlights. The best advice for driving in fog is do not. If you must drive, be sure to consider using low-beam headlights and fog lights for best visibility even in daytime, and be alert for other drivers who may have forgotten to turn on their lights. Question 61. Why must you check your trailer's kingpin and locking jaws during inspection? 1. To ensure the trailer and tractor are securely connected. 2. To calibrate the trailer's weight distribution. 3. To improve trailer aerodynamics. 4. To reduce tire wear on the trailer. The answer is 1. To ensure the trailer and tractor are securely connected. Question 62. What should you do if you miss your exit on the highway? 1. Stop on the shoulder and reverse back to the exit. 2. Continue to the next exit and circle back safely. 3. Slow down and cut across lanes quickly. 4. Make a U-turn across the median. The answer is 2. Continue to the next exit and circle back safely. Question 63. What should you do if your headlights suddenly fail while driving at night? 1. Speed up to clear the area quickly. 2. Turn on emergency flashers and safely pull off the road. 3. Shift to a higher gear to stabilize electrical power. 4. Flash high beams repeatedly to regain function. The answer is 3. Turn on emergency flashers and safely pull off the road. Question 64. What should you do if your vehicle's hydraulic brakes fail while driving? 1. Turn off the engine brake. 2. Accelerate to reduce steering resistance. 3. Pump the brakes rapidly to build pressure. 4. Shift to neutral immediately. The answer is 3. Pump the brakes rapidly to build pressure. If your hydraulic brakes fail, immediately pump the brake pedal to restore pressure, downshift to a lower gear to use engine braking, and slowly apply the parking brake. Question 65. What should you do if your trailer begins to jackknife during hard braking? 1. Apply the trailer hand valve to straighten the trailer. 2. Release the brakes and steer in the direction of travel. 3. Shift to a higher gear immediately. 4. Accelerate sharply to realign the trailer. The answer is 2. Release the brakes and steer in the direction of travel. Question 66. What is the safest way to handle hydroplaning? 1. Ease off the accelerator and steer straight. 2. Shift to a higher gear immediately. 3. Steer sharply to regain traction. 4. Apply the brakes firmly. The answer is 1. Ease off the accelerator and steer straight. Question 67. What should you do before descending a steep grade? 1. Turn off all auxiliary braking systems. 2. Apply steady brakes the entire way down. 3. Increase speed to carry momentum downhill. 4. Shift into a lower gear before starting the descent. The answer is 4. Shift into a lower gear before starting the descent. Before descending a steep grade in California, CDL, you must reduce your speed before starting the descent, downshift to a lower gear, often one lower than used to climb it, and ensure engine braking, Jake brake, is on. Question 68. What should you do if your vehicle begins to fishtail while towing a trailer? 1. Accelerate quickly to straighten the trailer. 2. Apply the trailer hand valve aggressively. 3. Stop accelerating and steer gently toward your lane. 4. Turn sharply to counter the movement. The answer is 3. Stop accelerating and steer gently toward your lane. If your vehicle begins to fishtail, trailer sway, while towing, immediately ease off the gas pedal, keep the steering wheel straight, and do not slam on the brakes, as this can cause a jackknife. Question 69. What is the safest way to avoid drowsy driving on long trips? 1. Drink caffeine every hour. 2. Increase music volume to stay alert. 3. Roll down the windows for fresh air. 4. Take short naps or rotate drivers when possible. The answer is 4. Take short naps or rotate drivers when possible. Question 70. Why is it important to check the height of your load before driving? 1. It reduces fuel usage. 2. It ensures compliance with state weight limits. 3. It prevents collisions with low bridges or overhead structures. 4. It improves trailer suspension balance. The answer is 3. It prevents collisions with low bridges or overhead structures. Question 71. What should you do when driving downhill and your speed begins to increase beyond what you intended? 1. Shift to a higher gear to gain more control. 2. Downshift and let engine braking slow the vehicle. 3. Apply steady brake pressure until you stop. 4. Turn off all auxiliary brakes. The answer is 2. Downshift and let engine braking slow the vehicle. Question 72. Why must you check your mirrors more often when driving at night? 1. Nighttime glare can make hazards harder to see. 2. Trucks have reduced stopping power at night. 3. Roadway speed limits change after dark. 4. Engines run at hotter temperatures at night. The answer is 1. Nighttime glare can make hazards harder to see. Bright lights at night can cause dirt on your windshield or mirrors to create a glare of its own, blocking your view. Question 73. What is the correct response if your front tire blows out while driving? 1. Brake immediately and steer to the shoulder. 2. Accelerate hard to regain control. 3. Hold the wheel firmly and gently steer straight. 4. Turn sharply to counter the pull. The answer is 3. Hold the wheel firmly and gently steer straight. If a front tire fails, it can twist the steering wheel out of your hands. The only way to prevent this is to keep a firm grip on the steering wheel with both hands at all times. Unless you are about to run into something, stay off the brake until the vehicle has slowed down. Then brake very gently, pull off the road, and stop. Question 74. Why must you check traffic behind and ahead before slowing down? 1. To avoid triggering your ABS system. 2. To reduce tire wear on the drive axles. 3. To ensure the governor cuts out properly. 4. To prevent surprising drivers and causing rear-end collisions. The answer is 4. To prevent surprising drivers and causing rear-end collisions. Question 75. When backing a commercial vehicle, what is the safest basic rule? 1. Use only your mirrors to avoid getting out repeatedly. 2. Back quickly to minimize time in reverse. 3. Back toward the driver's side whenever possible. 4. Avoid using a spotter under any circumstances. The answer is 3. Back toward the driver's side whenever possible. Back toward the driver's side so you can see better. Backing toward the right side is very dangerous because you cannot see as well. If you back and turn toward the driver's side, you can watch the rear of your vehicle by looking out the side window. Question 76. Why is it dangerous to roll backward when starting on a hill? 1. It damages the engine block. 2. It may cause you to lose steering power. 3. It can lead to collisions with vehicles behind you. 4. It reduces the effectiveness of your mirrors. The answer is 3. It can lead to collisions with vehicles behind you. Do not roll back when you start. You may hit someone behind you. Question 77. What is the main purpose of a convex, spot, mirror on a commercial vehicle? 1. To magnify distant objects. 2. To improve night visibility. 3. To detect trailer sway at high speeds. 4. To check blind spots and expand your field of view. The answer is 4. To check blind spots and expand your field of view. Question 78. Why must you avoid using the engine brake on slippery surfaces? 1. It increases engine wear. 2. It can cause the drive wheels to lose traction and skid. 3. It reduces fuel efficiency. 4. It disables the service brakes. The answer is 2. It can cause the drive wheels to lose traction and skid. Adjust turning and braking to conditions. Make turns as gently as possible. Do not brake any harder than necessary, and do not use the engine brake or speed retarder. They can cause the driving wheels to skid on slippery surfaces. Question 79. Why is it important to secure all cab doors and compartments before driving? 1. It keeps the air conditioning inside the cab. 2. It improves the truck's aerodynamics. 3. Loose doors or panels can swing open and create hazards. 4. It prevents the ABS from activating. The answer is 3. Loose doors or panels can swing open and create hazards. Question 80. When approaching a bridge with a posted weight limit, what should you do? 1. Verify your vehicle's weight and comply with the limit. 2. Cross in the center lane to distribute weight. 3. Speed up to cross as quickly as possible. 4. Ignore the sign if traffic is light. The answer is 1. Verify your vehicle's weight and comply with the limit. Question 81. What is the safest way to re-enter traffic after pulling off to the shoulder? 1. Accelerate quickly from a standstill. 2. Use your mirrors, signal, and build speed on the shoulder before merging. 3. Pull out immediately when you see a small gap. 4. Turn on hazard lights while merging at full speed. The answer is 2. Use your mirrors, signal, and build speed on the shoulder before merging. Question 82. What should you do before entering a curve at highway speed? 1. Brake during the turn to maintain control. 2. Slow down to a safe speed before entering the curve. 3. Shift to the highest gear possible. 4. Accelerate slightly to stabilize the vehicle. The answer is 2. Slow down to a safe speed before entering the curve. Slow down to a safe speed, usually 5 to 10 miles per hour below the posted speed limit for the curve, while the vehicle is still traveling in a straight line. This is critical because posted speed limits on curves are designed for passenger vehicles, not heavy commercial vehicles with a high center of gravity. Question 83. How do you correct a rear wheel acceleration skid? 1. Apply more power to the wheels. 2. Stop accelerating. 3. Downshift. The answer is 2. Stop accelerating. Skids caused by acceleration usually happen on ice or snow. Taking your foot off the accelerator can easily stop them. If it is very slippery, push the clutch in. Otherwise, the engine can keep the wheels from rolling freely and regaining traction. Question 84. The purpose of the retarders is to 1. Help slow the vehicle while driving and reduce brake wear. 2. Apply extra braking power to the non-drive axles. 3. Help prevent skids. The answer is 1. Help slow the vehicle while driving and reduce brake wear. Retarders help slow a vehicle, reducing the need for using your brakes. They reduce brake wear and give you another way to slow down. There are 4 basic types of retarders: exhaust, engine, hydraulic, and electric. All retarders can be turned on or off by the driver. Question 85. Which of these is a good thing to remember about drinking alcohol? 1. The driver can control how fast the body gets rid of alcohol. 2. Small quantities of alcohol increase the reaction time. 3. Alcohol affects judgment and self-control, which are necessary for safe driving. The answer is 3. Alcohol affects judgment and self-control, which are necessary for safe driving. Question 86. When a doctor prescribes medication for you and you know you will be driving, you should 1. Take the medication but stop taking it if you notice that it is affecting your driving. 2. Take the medication, but also take medication to keep you alert. 3. Ask the doctor if the medication will affect your driving. The answer is 3. Ask the doctor if the medication will affect your driving. Laws prohibit possession or use of many drugs while on duty. This could include a variety of prescription and over-the-counter drugs, cold medicines. Possession and use of a drug given to a driver by a doctor is permitted if the doctor informs the driver that it will not affect safe driving ability. Question 87. Which of these is a good thing to do when steering to avoid a crash? 1. Apply the brakes while turning. 2. Steer with one hand so that you can turn the wheel more quickly. 3. Don't turn any more than needed to clear what is in your way. The answer is 3. Don't turn any more than needed to clear what is in your way. Question 88. If a straight vehicle, not trailer or articulation, goes into front wheel skid, it will 1. Slide sideways and spin out. 2. Go straight ahead even if the steering wheel is turned. 3. Go straight ahead but will turn if you turn the steering wheel. The answer is 2. Go straight ahead even if the steering wheel is turned. If a straight vehicle, not a trailer or articulated, goes into a front wheel skid, it will go straight ahead even if the steering wheel is turned. This occurs because the front wheels have lost traction, preventing the vehicle from responding to steering inputs. Question 89. Which of these statements about shipping hazardous material is true? 1. Red circular hazardous label must be on the package. 2. Gas lenders that will not hold a label must be shipped undercover. 3. A diamond-shaped hazardous label must be on the package. The answer is 3. A diamond-shaped hazardous label must be on the package. Question 90. Placards must be 1. Display on all vehicles hauling hazardous materials. 2. Be placed on all four sides of the vehicle. 3. Placed on only the front and the rear of the vehicle. The answer is 2. Be placed on all four sides of the vehicle. A placarded vehicle must have at least 4 identical placards. They are put on the front, rear, and both sides. Placards must be readable from all 4 directions. They must be at least 9.84, 250 mm, inches square, turned upright on a point, and in a diamond shape. Question 91. When you are driving on grades, which of these is the best way to choose a safe speed? 1. If you have a light load, you can go faster than those with a heavy load. 2. Based on your vehicle and its cargo, select a safe speed that is within the posted speed limit. 3. Follow the vehicle in front of you. The answer is 2. Based on your vehicle and its cargo, select a safe speed that is within the posted speed limit. Question 92. You are driving a vehicle that could be safely driven at 55 miles per hour, but traffic is heavy and moving at 35 miles per hour, even though the limit is 55 miles per hour. What is the safest speed for you? 1. 25 miles per hour. 2. 35 miles per hour. 3. 45 miles per hour. The answer is 2. 35 miles per hour. When you are driving in heavy traffic, the safest speed is the speed of other vehicles. Vehicles going the same direction at the same speed are not likely to run into one another. Question 93. A key principle to remember about loading cargo is to keep the load. 1. To the front. 2. To the rear. 3. Balanced in the cargo area. The answer is 3. Balanced in the cargo area. Question 94. How far should a driver look ahead of the vehicle while driving? 1. 5 to 8 seconds. 2. 12 to 15 seconds. 3. 18 to 21 seconds. The answer is 2. 12 to 15 seconds. Most good drivers look at least 12 to 15 seconds ahead. That means looking ahead of the distance you will travel in 12 to 15 seconds. At lower speeds, that is about 1 block. At highway speeds, it is about a quarter of a mile. Question 95. You should stop driving. 1. After 5 hours. 2. After 9 hours. 3. Whenever you become sleepy. The answer is 3. Whenever you become sleepy. If you look sleepy, or just feel sleepy, stop driving. You are in a very dangerous condition. The only safe cure is to sleep. Question 96. Which of these is not a good rule to follow when caring for an injured person at an accident scene? 1. Keep an injured person cool. 2. If a qualified person is helping them, stay out of the way unless asked to assist. 3. Move the severely injured person if there is danger due to fire or passing traffic. The answer is 1. Keep an injured person cool. Question 97. You are driving a long vehicle that makes wide turns. You want to turn left from one street onto another. Both are 2-lane two-way streets. You should 1. Begin turning your vehicle as soon as you enter the intersection. 2. Begin turning your vehicle when you are halfway through the intersection. 3. Turn into the left lane of Poplar Street and then move to the right lane when the traffic is clear. The answer is 2. Begin turning your vehicle when you are halfway through the intersection. Question 98. You are driving a heavy vehicle with a manual transmission. You have to stop the vehicle on the shoulder while driving on an uphill grade. Which of these is a good rule to follow when putting it back in motion up the grade? 1. Keep the clutch slipping while slowly accelerating. 2. Use the parking brake to hold the vehicle until the clutch engages. 3. Let the vehicle roll backwards a few feet before you engage the clutch. Turn the wheel so that the back moves away from the roadway. The answer is 2. Use the parking brake to hold the vehicle until the clutch engages. Question 99. You must park on the side of a level, straight, 4-lane divided highway. Where should you place the reflective triangles? 1. One within 10 feet of the rear of the vehicle, one about 100 feet to the rear, and one about 200 feet to the rear. 2. One within 10 feet of the rear of the vehicle, one about 100 feet to the rear, and one about 100 feet to the front. 3. 1 within 10 feet of the front of the vehicle, 1 about 100 feet to the rear, and 1 about 200 feet to the rear? The answer is 3. 1 within 10 feet of the front of the vehicle, 1 about 100 feet to the rear, and 1 about 200 feet to the rear. Question 100. You are driving a heavy vehicle. You must exit a highway using an off-ramp that curves downhill. You should 1. Slow down to a safe speed before the curve. 2. Slow to the posted speed limit for the off-ramp. 3. Wait until you are in the curve before downshifting. The answer is 1. Slow down to a safe speed before the curve. Please don't forget to like, subscribe and join our channel membership. Thanks.